NACS Best CS confirmed. This will now be called an NA-nade. This is now an NA-nade. This... Greetings, hi, TheWarOwl greets you. Cloud9 has just become the first North American team to win a major Counter-Strike Global Offensive event, and the first North American team to win any esports major in the past 3 years. Esports history was just made, and what is undeniably the biggest win in the history of Global Offensive, and quite possibly all of esports. But I don't know, I don't watch any of the other ones, I just watch Counter-Strike. If you don't believe me, I'll explain why. Also, I don't know why this camera is recording at like 15 frames per second and it's all blurry. Look, I set the settings right, it's broke, okay? I gotta buy a new camera, it costs money. I'm good for it, don't worry, I get a new camera, I'm broke, okay? The stage was set for an unpredictable major as the group stages saw some of the fan favorites taken out by relative unknowns. It was a 3-week-long battle to see who was the best team in the game. In their elimination match, Cloud9 found themselves facing Astralis, the Danish powerhouse and one of the top 4 strongest teams in the world, who had previously won the last E-League major Counter-Strike event. On the roster was Device, previously considered the best player in the world. It was a decisive best-of-1 on Train, sending Astralis packing, the first of a string of upsets that would put Cloud9 into the finals. Now on to the quarterfinals, Cloud9 was given arguably the most difficult path forward, first facing off against G2, the French Dream Team, also ranked in the top 4 teams in the world. Of course, every time there's a French shuffle, we have the new Dream Team, but nonetheless, G2 had previously defeated Cloud9 in the group stages. On the roster was Kenny S, the biggest superstar AWP player there's ever been, and Shox, another player once considered by many to be the best in the world. It wasn't even close. C9 defeated them 16-8 and then 16-7. Now on to the semifinals, Cloud9 had to face the Brazilian SK Gaming, also previous champions, who have had a good track record of defeating them, and were ranked one of the top 2 teams in the world. On the roster was coldzera, who at the time of the major was considered the current best player in the world. After showing ridiculous momentum on Mirage, winning at 16-3, they were taken to SK's pick, Cobblestone, a map that has caused Cloud9 to choke in the past with lesser rosters. The game looked to be quite even until Cloud9 took the T side, where they were only able to penetrate SK's defenses once. Once on the decider map Inferno, in-game leader Tarek exploded. Playing what is quite possibly the best half of his career, not only was he able to read SK like a book, he fragged considerably well on the CT half. This led to the impossible-to-predict victory of Cloud9 against a 90% to 10% pick'ems prediction. Everyone was expecting an SK vs FaZe Grand Final going into this, but instead, Cloud9 had managed to squeak by. Cloud9 had made it into the grand finals against FaZe Clan, a team of hand-picked Counter-Strike superstars from all across Europe, the European Dream Team, with such names as Guardian, one of the best players of all time, and Olaf Meister, who has previously been considered the best player in the world, and is still considered by many the best player in global offensive history. FaZe Clan, of course, despite being a cringy Call of Duty org with horrible uniforms, was ranked the other of the top 2 teams in the world. What followed was the most exciting grand final in Counter-Strike history. The first map was Mirage, Cloud9's pick, a map where Cloud9 had outperformed themselves previously in the tournament. Despite a return to form from Skadoodle that we haven't seen in years, FaZe was able to just barely take it away from them 16-14. It looked bleak for Cloud9 moving into Overpass, FaZe's pick, a map that FaZe is historically great on. I mean, it's colloquially called Olaf Pass, for crying out loud. So after just barely losing their own pick and then surprisingly stealing away FaZe's, Cloud9 miraculously found themselves on map 3. The decider map once again was Inferno. Throughout Counter-Strike history, Inferno truly has become the map where dreams are made. This is the map that makes this grand final the best of all time. FaZe took match point at 15-11. That meant Cloud9 had to win 4 rounds in a row to even keep playing at all. It was incredibly bleak. You could feel the atmosphere in the arena. I was not there, but I know people who were, and that's what they told me. Despite this incredible pressure, we had an outstanding 4 frag from Tarek that stunned the crowd. And then, the final 2 rounds, Stewie 2K, who had been struggling this entire series, went off.
Deploying flashbang. Smoke.
After Cloud9 took the first 3 rounds of overtime, for the first time in the series, it was FaZe who were in the hot seat. They were able to bring it back to tied and push the game into yet another overtime. See, a Counter-Strike game can theoretically go on forever, into 2nd overtime, 3rd overtime, 4th overtime, but Cloud9 didn't need any more overtimes. In the 2nd overtime, they were able to dominate, getting the 4 points needed to finally end the game and secure their place as the major champions. Cloud9 defeated the top 4 teams in the world, one after the other, on home soil with the crowd cheering for him. It was outstanding and a hell of a lot of fun to watch, especially that grand final when they had to get it to overtime and it just kept going. It was fantastic. Now, a lot of online noobs over the years, and I've seen it, have viewed North American Counter-Strike as somewhat of a joke, with scandals, toxic people, and chokes. I think this major is a turning point in North American Counter-Strike, and I hope it serves as an example and as an inspiration to up-and-coming American players and Canadians too. You're always welcome, Canadians. You know we love you. If we put in the time and effort, if we learn the skills and techniques, if we keep a level head and think about the team and the win instead of our own egos, we can win. Wait. So that's the who. So that's the who, the what, the when, the where. But we're missing the most important question. How? How did Cloud9 somehow pull off this incredible victory? I've never done this before, but we're gonna go in depth. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna look over all the little nooks and crannies and unravel the spaghetti in part 2. Gotta get that ad money. Thank you so much for watching. I'm TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer. Especially that grand final when they had to get it to overtime. Oh, my heart couldn't take it, baby. Say baby. Why do I say baby?